Coping with Tre Tailor, giving you info and advice to help you thrive and survive in life. Because we'll always be coping with something. Coping.
Thank you again so much for joining us for Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. We're giving you info and advice to help you thrive and survive in life because we will always be coping with something. Today, we are coping with veterans and the AARP. Of course, this month we've been celebrating veterans and military families. And today we are pleased to be joined by Joe Meyers with AARP. He is a former military himself, a U.S. Air Force veteran who served overseas in the Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom campaigns. He's currently the Associate State Director for AARP South Carolina for state and local engagement. Mr. Meyers, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Trey. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Listen, as a veteran or military family, I enjoy the AARP benefits. I know people sometimes feel like, oh my God. I mean, I see it on social media. Oh, I got that letter from AARP. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything except for you have got an opportunity to really be involved in some amazing discounts, benefits. I mean, I'll tell you, I even got my dental insurance through AARP and saving a whole lot. So it pays regardless of what age you are to be a member of AARP.
It does. I'll tell you a quick anecdote. We had a guy on TikTok who was like 25 do a video and say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize you don't actually have to be 50 to join AARP. And he used it as a life hack to save all kinds of money. So
yeah,
AARP is a great program. Plus a lot of free information for folks who need it.
Exactly. And I want to talk about the free information for folks who need it because we're here, of course, to talk about veterans and military families. Tell me, what services does AARP provide to that group?
So we really focus on 4 areas that are closely related to what we focus on with non-veterans. We really focus on caregiving support, military caregivers, veteran caregivers. We often find that non-veterans, for instance, in my case, I married my wife after my service. So she may not be familiar with what a DD-214 is, which is the form you get when you leave the military. You need that to access VA benefits. So we have a lot of caregiver support. We also focus on veteran fraud. Veterans are much more likely to be scammed than non-veterans due to their access to VA benefits and also due to their likelihood to give to veteran support agencies or veteran support organizations. We then also focus on jobs and transition and entrepreneurship for veterans that are getting out of the service or veterans who've been out for a time and may have some difficulty translating those military skills into the civilian world. And so those are 3 of our major focuses. And then the final one is working with other support organizations as well as the federal VA and the state VA to provide a connection to earned benefits. So obviously, you know, AARP works very hard on things like Social Security, Medicare. We do the same thing for veterans. Here in South Carolina, we worked very hard to help get veterans, retired veterans pay tax-free. So.
Wow. So let me ask you, and one of the things I wanted to mention, because though all of those are so great, but as far as veterans being able to utilize their skills, gifts, talents into the civilian world, how do you guys actually do that? Is it like a one-on-one training, counseling kind of session?
We have a job center, AARP Job Center. So that has a bunch of different components to it. It has a component where someone will help you go over your resume and translate some of those skills you may have into civilian speak, to say. We also have a job site where it's just employers specifically looking to hire veterans. There's several components on there to a lot of video resources, webinar resources, things like that to really help support you in transitioning. We also do a lot of webinars, and we just recently this week had a telephone town hall discussing different things that we can do for veterans with the VA. So.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. We're looking at the website. It's aarp.org/veterans. And
/veterans. Yes.
/veterans. And as you can see, there is a ton of information. We're just looking at the AARP Job Center, as you just said, tips and tools that can help veterans get job. As you said, the caregiving, AARP's health benefits navigators, benefits for legacy veteran caregivers, scams and fraud, as you just said, fraud attacks in military communities, scam targeting veterans, the Veterans Fraud Center, all of these great resources, financial resources. So as you said, there are, I mean, it's just a little bit of everything that veterans need to know about everything.
Absolutely. There's lots of great resources. These are all on that website. Especially, I want to highlight this one, especially useful. We just came out with this last year. It's already become AARP's #1 used resource. This is called the Veterans Health Benefits Navigator. And what this is, this was put together by the folks who put together TRICARE, which is the military healthcare system, active duty and retiree healthcare system. And they put this booklet together to help folks walk through the VA process, walk through TRICARE, walk through folks' different options to get healthcare. And it is extremely helpful. I used it with my own father's a Vietnam veteran. I used it with him. He was having some hearing issues, and it really helped us navigate that process a lot. So.
Wow. Former vet himself, Joe Meyers, joins us. He's currently the Associate State Director for AARP South Carolina for state and local engagement. So, Joe, do veterans and military families have to be a member of AARP to access the services?
No, absolutely not. That's one of the great things about AARP. Everything we do, we say in the words of our founder, everything we do for all. So all of these resources are completely free for veterans and or for members and non-members. So we encourage folks to access those resources to help get them connected to the resources they need. One of the things we find here in South Carolina, we have about 400,000 veterans here in South Carolina. About 75% of those, or almost 75%, are over the age of 50. We have a great need for healthcare amongst that group, yet only 30% are accessing the VA care. So we really want you to help folks get the care they need and the care they earned, quite frankly.
Right. The care they deserve and need. Yeah, I love that. So if membership is not a requirement, how do they access the services? How do they start getting implemented?
So you can through several ways. The best way is if you have access to the internet, aarp.org/veterans. That is the primary hub for all of our military resources. They have a newsletter that you can sign up for there. There's also a YouTube channel where we tell veteran stories. And those are actually AARP's most popular content is now all about veterans. Nationwide, we have over 5 million confirmed members who are veterans, which makes us, we're a 50 plus organization, not a veterans organization per se, but with over 5 million veteran members, that makes us the largest veteran membership organization in the country.
Wow.
Even here in the state, where if you put together all the traditional folks like VFW, American Legion stuff, we have about twice as many members. So that's why we kind of feel a responsibility to get the resources that those folks need to them.
Right. We can see on the website that you just mentioned how to navigate VA healthcare benefits. I know that's a thing. Also, how to enroll in VA healthcare. We talked with Dr. Nicole Edwards, who is a veterans specialist, and she helps veterans get their health care and get the benefits, just like you were saying. So we know, looking at some of these resources, these are resources veterans really need. You kind of think, well, you're a veteran, you get out the service, everything's laid out for you, and it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is really supporting those veteran caregivers. A lot of times, family members, children, and spouses end up having a heavy burden because, unfortunately, veterans have wounds, both physical and non-physical, that they have to deal with that other folks just don't have. And so we do that through a variety of ways, especially caregiving guides, caregiving financial workbooks, and we even have guides for employers as well to help them support their veteran caregivers. Because we know you can't pour from an empty cup, as we always say. So if you're anybody who's had to take care of a family member knows it can be draining, both financially, physically, emotionally, and we want to support those folks because they're the backbone of the healthcare system, supporting our heroes. So
definitely. Joe Meyers knows what he's talking about. He is a veteran himself, and he's currently the Associate State Director for AARP South Carolina for state and local engagement. If you just joined us, please hit the rewind button and check out all of the great information that Joe has shared with us for veterans and military families from AARP. When we come right back, we're going to talk more about veterans benefits, also talk about some of the cool discounts that you can get as a veteran and military member, just not only on Veterans Day, and also what the benefits are of being a member of AARP. That and more coming up next on Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. We'll be right back, Joe.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday life. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Hi, I'm Master Deputy Addie Perez with the Richland County Sheriff's Department Community Action Team. As a mother, I know it's important to take care of my health for those I care about. Part of doing that is knowing my risk for developing type 2 diabetes. So if I was you, I'll take the opportunity to visit inittogethersc.org and take an online test to find out if you have prediabetes. Again, the website is inittogethersc.org. This message is brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of South Carolina.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us for Coping. I'm Tre Tailor. Don't forget, we are streaming live on the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow, and not only find out when we go live on Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council, but also on Thursday and Friday. We would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're streaming live there also. Please go over there where you will find 3 years of information, interviews, and all types of content to help you cope with whatever you're coping with. We also have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. We're coping today with veterans and military benefits. Joe Meyers joined. He is with AARP. He is a U.S. Air Force veteran who served overseas in the Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom campaigns and is currently the Associate State Director for AARP South Carolina for state and local engagement. Joe, we know that people, as you say, don't have to be a member of AARP to actually take advantage of AARP benefits and services, but it's got to be something to being a member of AARP. So what's the difference? What are those benefits to being a member?
Absolutely. So some of the benefits are the discounts, the specialized information. So members do get the magazine 10 times a year, as well as our AARP bulletin 10 times a year. And this bulletin has a specialized state page that we produce. This is for here in South Carolina. This month is all about veterans. And that has special information, things like that. And it also helps connect people to volunteer opportunities that we have to serve their community. We find lots of times folks retire, but they're not done. They want to serve their community, especially veterans. Really like giving back to their community, and we provide a lot of solid ways to do that. So, as well as supporting our advocacy efforts. Like I said, one of the things for veterans was really advocating for them for their retiree pay to be tax free. So.
Yeah, great. A lot of people, as you say, you saw a TikTok video of a 25-year-old who said he is a member of AARP and utilizes it for the various discounts. Tell us about some of the discounts folks can get just for being a member of AARP.
So I would say right up front, there's discounts for travel, there's discounts for movie theaters, restaurants, all sorts of things like that. We also there's AARP Tax Aid, which they'll do your taxes for free. There's AARP driver safety classes, which can help lower the cost of your car insurance. There's all sorts of discounts. But also, if you're a veteran, your actual AARP membership, which is, I believe, about $15 a year, it is up to 43% off. So,
wow, that's great. And you mentioned the membership, and it's really not inexpensive membership for the value you get. You said 15. It's on sale for 12 right now. According to this, it says your first year when you sign up for auto renewal, $12 a year, and you get some cool little prizes. But I'll tell you, and like you said, it's not only for people that are over 50 or for veterans or military families over a certain age. It's for anybody and everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially we've started a new campaign really telling people that the younger you are, the more you need AARP, because obviously we all hope to age, and you want to be prepared as you age. So a lot of what we do is preparing for retirement, preparing financially, preparing health-wise. And so we're all going to get there, hopefully. So AARP is here to help you age as well as you can.
Absolutely. And what better time than now when you're young to prepare, as you say, for that. So the American Association for Retired People is for more than retired people. It should be more like preparing you to be a retired people or a retired person. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we've been looking at the website. So don't forget to join AARP if you are a military family or veteran. As Joe said, there is a special section, aarp.org /military veterans, and you can see all of this great information in addition to the YouTube channel, as Joe said. But listen, for all people, AARP is certainly for all people. If you want some great information and some great discounts, like I said, it's a site that I use frequently, and you can build up rewards to get other kind of cool stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's certain actions you can take to build up reward points, and then you get even more discounts and things like that. So it's a great program.
Awesome. Joe, thank you so much for joining us today as we celebrate and pay tribute to veterans and military families. Thank you so much for what you're doing in our community here in South Carolina to let people know about the amazing services and benefits for folks to take advantage of, whether they're a member or not, for AARP. Joe Meyers is a U.S. Air Force vet, served overseas, and is currently the Associate State Director for AARP South Carolina for state and local engagement. Joe, thank you so much for your service, sir, and thank you so much for joining us today on Coping. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Trey. Thanks for having us, and thanks for your service to the community.
Thank you.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Thank you so much for joining us for Coping with Tre Tailor. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtretailer@gmail.com. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like In It Together SD and the Diabetes Action Council. They sponsor Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. Javis Tax Services, Palmetto Media Connections, the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson, Agape Counseling and Training Services, Black Pages, Black Expo, the Comet Bus System, and Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. We also would love for you to be a guest on the show. If you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please email booking@copingwithtretatailor.com. Booking@copingwithtretatailor.com. That information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We would love to feature you on the show because we're always coping with something. As always, we leave you with a great devotional. I'm reading back again from Jesus Calling. This says, when things seem to be going all wrong, stop and affirm your trust in me. Calmly bring these matters to me and leave them in my capable hands. Leave them there. Then simply do the next thing. Stay in touch with me through thankful, trusting prayers, resting in my sovereign control. Rejoice in me. Exult in the God of your salvation. As you trust in me, I make your feet like the feet of a deer. I enable you to walk, to make progress upon your high places of trouble, suffering, or responsibility. When things are going wrong, remember what is right. Jesus, he can do it for you. Thank you guys so much for joining us today for Coping with Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings. Take care, stay well, God bless. And if you're going to be out and about with large crowds, especially inside, don't forget to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. I'll see you soon.
Coping, find peace of mind to survive through whatever. Coping, learning the way that we thrive all together. Coping, finding out what's real. Coping, we can heal, we can heal, we can heal. Coping with stress, coping with strife, bringing hope for success, for improving our life. Coping beyond hoping to do more than survive, ways to live a healthy life. Coping and promoting learning what you can do, 6 ways to a better you.